the Economic Ninjas challenge to stretch ourselves on our YouTube page. So this is 5 days in a row doing a live. And so as you know, my name is Ben Bulkey. I'm in full-time ministry and I'm on support. And so what I'm sharing this week is some of the lessons I learned in support raising and in really living a life in faith, understanding that all our resources come from the Lord. So today I titled the video Wear the Right Shoes, and I'm talking about the armor of God. So in Ephesians, the book of Ephesians talks about wearing the armor of God. And those are things that we can do in our own lives to make ourselves successful spiritually, first of all, but also physically and emotionally. And so, what I'm going to concentrate on today is wearing the shoes shod with the readiness of the gospel. And of course, that's talking about being ready to share your faith in any situation that you're in. But remember, God also wants us to be successful emotionally and physically, financially as well. And so, in that, there's also a part in the Bible that talks about knowing well the position of your flocks, which means that you need to know what's going on in your life, not just the spiritual part, but you need to know about the physical part, the emotional part. And to be wearing the shoes, what that means is you're always ready to give an account of the hope that you have in Christ, but you're also always ready to talk about the things that have to do with your life. And so, Travis, the economic ninja, he shared a story where he was advising people to talk to everyone around you when you're on a plane. And he said that he ended up getting a business deal put together with the guy he was sitting next to. $1 million business was started or something to that extent. And I have too a story where I sat next to this guy. And so the joke is I met a Jewish lawyer on a plane. Sounds like the beginning of a bad joke, but I did sit next to a Jewish lawyer from St. Louis. And we got to talking and we became friends. And eventually I worked for him. For several years, I was his paralegal, his legal assistant. And actually, I almost went to law school. He had the idea that I would go to law school and then he would help me through that. And then I would I'd go into practice with him. But God had another plan for us. And so another thing that I did once was, and this is what advice I'd give to you. If you're on vacation, go to church, go to a church. If you're on vacation on a Sunday morning, find a church and go there. And so a story I'd like to share is that I was on vacation in a beach town in Costa Rica. And I went to a church. And hey, everybody, by the way, thanks for the commenting on the video. And I went to church at that town, and it was an English-speaking church. And I met a couple, and just in casual conversation, telling them about our ministry, and they were started asking me all these detailed questions. And it turns out that one of them, the wife, her dad and mom were missionaries, and she heard about our ministry. And when I was telling about her, she said something to the extent of, my parents really could have used your ministry as something to encourage them. And through growing a friendship with them, eventually the church that they went to, they were on vacation at the time. They were from Pennsylvania, and eventually the church that they went to in Pennsylvania started supporting our ministry. And that's just because I was ready to talk about what we did, to talk about the needs and talk about the ministry and what God was doing. And he brought us a church. And now we have 2 churches in Pennsylvania that support us. And why is that? Just because, not because I'm this great orator or great anything, just because I was obedient to follow God's command to wear the shoes shod with the readiness of the gospel. And I want to encourage you guys in that today. Whatever it is that God's telling you to do, be obedient to that, and he will reward it in amazing ways.